Today we will be solving longest common prefix Leetcode problem. As you can see, we have a short problem statement. We have to write a function to find the longest common prefix string amongst array of strings. So we have an input, which is basically an array of different strings, and then for the output, we have to find the longest common prefix string. If there's no common prefix, we just return an empty string. To make it clear, it's better to go through an example. As you can see here, we have an input array of three containing three strings: flower, flow, and flight. And the common prefix is FL, so first two letters, because as you can see, the first two strings match in four letters. It's flow and flow, but the third string is causing a mismatch because the third letter in the third string is I, which is not the same as O, which basically means that we cannot go further in the array, and the longest common prefix is FL. So we just return it. And as for the second example, we have dog, race car, and car. And as you can see, there's no common prefix between them because we just start with D for the first string. For the second string, we have R, which is a mismatch, and then again a mismatch. We have a C in a car for the third string. For the constraints, nothing special. The length of the array given as input is 200, so we can be given 200 different strings. And for the length of each of those strings, it's between 0 and 200. And also, all strings consist of only lowercase English letters. The first thing to note here is that the longest common prefix can be either smaller or the exact same size or length than the shortest string in the input array. So because we cannot just go further. So for example, in here we have flow. The longest common prefix can only be of size 4 or less, because if we have a longer common prefix, that basically means that we should have more letters here, basically. So, but we don't have it. So the first thing that we have to find is the shortest string in the input array in our STRS. And after we've done that, we will go letter by letter, checking if all strings in the input array match the letter. So we will check what the letter is, and then for each string, we will just check if the letters match. If they match, we will continue to the next letter until we have a mismatch, or until we run out of letters. And when that happens, it basically means that we run over the shortest string. So our longest common prefix in that case will be of the exact same length as the shortest string in the input array. To do that, we will declare the min length to be the maximum value, just to serve it as an default value, because it will be overwritten by any length under the maximum value of integer, which is any string, basically, in our case, because the longest string that we can add is to function. Right, so we will iterate over all strings, and we will check if the length of the current string is lesser than the minimal length that we have found so far. If it is, we will just set it to the length of that string. Once we have found the minimal length, which basically means the shortest string in the input array, we will declare our longest prefix length variable and set it to 0. Then we will iterate over range starting from 0 to the minimal length. So that basically covers our shortest string. And we will just get, each time we will just get the letter that we have at the specific index. And then for each of the strings, we will check if the letters match. If we have a mismatch, we will just return the longest prefix that we have found so far. And we do that by using the substring method, which will basically just take the substring starting from the beginning to the to the longest prefix that we had. And we will just increase each time. We'll just increase our prefix size. If we covered if you covered the whole range, that basically means that our longest common prefix is of equal size as our shortest string, and we will just do the same thing as we did in the early break in the for loop. We'll just return that substring that starts with 0 and ending up to the length of the longest prefix, which basically leads us to constant space complexity because we don't declare any additional data structures. And for the time complexity, well, we have two for loops. The first one starts, it's a range from 0 to the minimum length. So, and the second one is basically n, where n is the length of the input array. So that basically means that our time complexity will be min w, which basically means the shortest length of the short string times n, where n is the size of the array. So strs. And that's basically it for this problem. If we run it, we'll see that it passed all tests. And if you like this video, check out all the others, and as always, keep on crushing it.